Lately I released a quick guide on how to implement swipeable pages and a bottom navigation bar which interact with each other. Today I'd like to show you a great shortcut. I am talking about a package that unfortunately is not very well known. This one is capable of the same functionality, but you can implement those with less boilerplate code. Let me introduce you to scroll navigation from the uploader seel-channel 0. So this is what we get. You get swipeable pages with bottom navigation bar and they interact with each other. The features are scrolling page by gestures, page movement when tapping on icon, indicator that follows the scroll, works with the back button, fancy animations on floating buttons, customizable colors, and easy and powerful implementation. The implementation works as follows. We have a single widget which has a bunch of attributes. One of them is pages. Then we have nav items for our bottom navigation bar. And we have pages action buttons. So we can provide single floating action buttons to each of our pages. That's nice. In my last video I showed you how to create swipeable pages that interact with the bottom navigation bar, so I can swipe the pages and the bottom navigation bar gets updated and vice versa. And if you have seen this video, then you know we need a page controller, we need a page view, and we need a bottom navigation bar. So we have different kind of widgets that we have to implement, and if we use the package scroll navigation, we get a single widget which handles all those things that we have to implement separately. And it also provides us with pages action buttons. So let's try this out. Let's copy the dependency and now let's go into our pub.spec YAML file and paste it here, save it. And now let's go back to our main.dart. And instead of creating a page view which holds our screens, we provide a scroll navigation widget. This one needs pages. So now I provide a list with our different pages. Green screen, the pink screen. Oops. And now we need nav items, which we have already here. So I just copy them and paste it in, save. And of course we have to delete the old one. So let's delete it, save. And now we have our bottom navigation bar and it seems to work. Wow, it was quick. So now we don't need our page controller. We don't need the current index. And we could take this list and provide it directly this, so we can delete this as well. Save it again. So we implemented the same functionality but with less code than we did with the previous implementation. At the moment our titles don't show up, so let's have a look what we can do to make them visible. We can use a show nav items title variable. Let's try this out. So inside the scroll navigation widget, okay, I think this one has to be before our list or before the pages. Okay, true, save it, and now as you can see our titles are visible. Great. And we have a bunch of other attributes that we can play with. We have initial page, which is by default 0. This one I think will get passed to a page controller. Then we have navigation on top. I'm not sure what this is doing. Let's find it out. So navigation on top, set this to true, save it. Okay. So we can change the position of our bottom navigation bar and make it to a top navigation bar. So this is like having tabs which you can use in order to switch between different contents. Let's deactivate it again. What else do we have? We have, well, let's just copy that. Next is identifier physics, which is by default true. Next one is identifier physics, which is by default true. Let's try it out. So let's set it to false, save it. Okay, I'm not sure what the difference is between the identifier physics false and true. Let's turn it to true again, save it. I really don't see any difference. So in the Pub.dev documentation, we have these two graphics, but for me, they look very identical. So if you have any idea what the difference between those two is, then please tell me in the comments below. So let's try out the next one, identifier on bottom, by default true. Let's set it to false. Okay. So the identifier is this little line on the bottom navigation bar, and now it's on the top. Nice. Next one on our list is active color. I think we know what this does. So let's turn this to yellow, save it. And now our identifier is yellow. Next on our list is desactive color. This one should probably be renamed to inactive color. And if we don't supply our icons and titles with a color, so let's set this to null, then you can see the inactive color is gray. Then of course we can also set the background color of our bottom navigation bar to another color, red. And we can also set the default color of our page body. For example, let's say I set it to black, and now of course I have to remove the color from the blue screen. Let's set it to null, save it, save this one. Now our blue screen is black. And if you wanted to provide floating action buttons within your scroll navigation widget, you can do this as well by using the Pages Action Buttons attribute. There you have to create your floating action buttons. Let's provide them with an empty function and a child of icons.add for each page. Save that, reload the app, and now you have your floating action buttons for each page. As a final conclusion, although there's still room for improvement in some areas, the package has great potential. I think this package deserves more attention, and therefore I created this video. One reason why this package is not so popular is maybe the name of this package, because scroll navigation is not something that I would use as a search term in Pub.dev. I would probably use something like swipe navigation or swipe pages. But in terms of content, you definitely get what you expect. I recommend that you just try the package yourself and play around with it. Please support this developer, give the repo a star and like the Pub.dev page. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day, and hopefully until the next one.